Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. We've got some interesting stuff to look at today, some Instagram posts, some Reddit posts, and some YouTube videos. You know, hot topics hitting you fast. Oh no. I was about to hit some sound bites, but it's not pulled up. Sorry, running a little bit late today, but you know, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. There we go. That gave me enough time. There we go. A cheer. That's for all of you. But thank you all so much for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. We can get started because I do have quite a few things to talk about. We're always excited here. Big ups, big ups, big ups. The Purple Man is back. You know it. Been eating my grapes. We're going to start off with some Instagram posts as always. I have some pretty good stuff here. Honestly, I was more impressed than like scared or fearful for his life. I'll just let it play here. Check this out. I'm just so surprised that they kept rolling after that. Like, he was literally about ankle deep. I've been thinking about getting some inline skates, and I might have to hit this guy up and figure out what pair he wears. This was also impressive. This made me understand how horseback archers work. He's a true gimbal, as you can see here. You know, you think of horseback archers having to, like, account for the buck of the horse, but no, they just do this.
Proteção divina, vem lá pra cá, Claudemir que vem. Aí, Oliveira tá com você, alô, Claudemir. Partiu na frente.
What did he hit something? Did he like pick something up on the end of the stick?
Pra cá, Claudemir que vem. Aí, Oliveira tá com você, alô, Claudemir.
Oh, is it literally a tiny little ring that he's catching on the end of it? I think it is. Look at that. Precision. True skill. OMG, the audio is so much better now, Captain. Hey, listen here. Listen here, you audiophile. It always sounds like it sounds worse than it is calling somebody an audiophile. Sounds too sexual. You want to fuck some headphones? What's up? What's going on? It's funnier if we think he didn't actually do anything. He was just showing off. It was all about the stance, nothing more. This is just crazy. The way he ended up sitting on the horse at the end did not seem comfortable. He was in like a full squat. Oh, and then we have a new Fritz the Dev post. I think I might have shown this one before when I was talking about Fritz, but I saw it in my likes again, and it genuinely had me dying laughing. I love Fritz. I follow him. I watch all of the stuff he posts. He is also in Arizona, an Arizona local, a legend, some might say. But he's trying to open a new restaurant called MILF Burger.
I'm autistic, and I'm looking at starting a restaurant called MILF Burger. It'd basically just be Hooters, except all the waitresses would be at least 35 years old.
So you mean Hooters? I'm just kidding.
There are a ton of women who would be really well suited for this, because Scottsdale's bottle girls and strippers can't all become realtors. Like, tell me you...
Hey, don't speak too soon. Trust me, they're on it.
wouldn't go at least once, if only for the novelty, right? Now, will this become reality? We'll see. But if you want to find out, hit like, follow, and send this video to a friend whose mom should work there.
Yeah, that was the best part, the ending. Send this to a friend whose mom should work there. And someone asked, are restaurants a recession indicator? I think so. I think it might be. I'll clip this one out. This one's a perfect moment. What does being autistic have to do with liking MILFs? Nothing really. That's just how he starts a lot of his videos.
I'm autistic, which has a way of making my life extremely fucking hard.
Okay, at least this one's like relevant to the topic.
But I found a lot of peace in knowing that my life would be so much worse if I hadn't been trying to make it better. Nobody forced me to learn social skills and figure out how to rism with the tism. Nobody made me learn how to sell real estate. But I did those things for me, and I'm coming to terms with the fact that I can be proud of that. Guys, if you're autistic like me and you're trying to make your life better, I want you to know that I see you and I love you. Fritz Johnson, signing off.
I love you too, Fritz.
I'm autistic, and I just found another reason to support gay marriage. Because homeownership is provably one of the best ways to build wealth, but qualifying for a mortgage can be really hard as a single young person. And if you're a heterosexual male like myself, you might just not have met Mrs. Right yet. But thanks to the Supreme Court, you can now hit up your bro and get pronounced Adam and Steve. And then you can use your joint income to go halvesies on a marital home. And yes, it sounds like a sitcom premise, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't work. So if you're ready to become a homeowner, send this to bro to ask for his hand in marriage. And when the joke inevitably goes way too far, be sure to hit me up when it's time to buy or sell a home. Fritz Johnson, signing off. I'm autistic.
I love Fritz so much. You know, he's just a forward-thinking individual. That's the thing. He's a true progressive. All of his, because I remember, I think the first one I showed of him was that when he saw somebody die on the freeway and he had to make a video about it. And you know, since then I've been much more on a Fritz kick. Oh yeah, and he talked to Mark Kelly.
When it comes to the congressional stock trading stuff, you're opposed.
I just love about MILF Burger, about getting getting married to a buddy just for just to buy like a home. And then he gets to talk to Mark Kelly. Honestly, I would say Fritz is probably one of the best out of Arizona, though. We truly do live in hell. Low-key, yeah, because strip clubs are being less visited when the economy gets worse. So they'll settle for Hooters. You know, you're right. They're like, I'm not going to make dinner at home anyways. I have to go out and eat at a restaurant. I can't make the extra stop at the strip club later. It's a 2-for-1 deal. We tell the wife it's for the chicken tenders. You know, I've heard people say that before, and I'm like, you're a liar. I go there for the wings. What are you talking about? I can proudly say I've never been to a Hooters. They're just not around. No, but it's, there's that other one too. One time my friend tried to get me to go to this one. Tell me it'll come up. Yeah, Ojos Locos. I just looked up Mexican Hooters and it came up immediately. But yeah, my friend tried to get me to go to Ojos Locos once, and I was like, why? What do they have there? And he's like, it's like Hooters, but with Mexican food. And I was just like, we could just go to a Mexican restaurant. I wanted to, but it was shut down. I've never been to a Hooters. You know, Alex, that's surprising from you. Gotta be honest. I would have thought you'd know about all of the different Hooters locations. The way they all the different settings, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. The parking spaces and whatever. Just you find out all the best location. Twin Peaks. Oh, I have heard of that one too. Yeah, Twin Peaks, another Hooters type chain actually had a great happy hour in college. All my girlfriends and I would go. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is like, I understand if you're going to have like actual, like if you're going to do it, at least make the food good and like have good deals or something like that. Cause like, I don't know, at the end of the day, you are choosing to work there. I think of it the same as like a strip club or anything. Obviously what it comes down to is then it just poor management when you see people being harassed and nothing done about it and you're like, huh, I guess hear about it. I've never been. Hooters is now a family restaurant. Well, yeah, I mean every time I see like a video on TikTok of like a Hooters, it's like some dad recording his like 12-year-old son like, "You're happy to be at Hooters, boy." And his son's like, "Yeah, Dad, this is awesome." While he's eating like what looks like just wings covered in sauce. Like they didn't even like toss them or anything. It literally just poured sauce on top of them. My dad took me to Hooters when I was 6. It had just come to town. It was incredibly awkward. I can imagine. It's like, if you're at a Hooters, the only right thing to do is you have to just look at the TVs the whole time. Now, this place is awesome. The closest Hooters to me that isn't in the US is 16 hours away. Hey. Hey, it sounds like you might need to go. Whoa, Alex. Whoa. You're about to get my video. You're about to get my stream blocked, dude. What are you doing? Now watch this guy absolutely destroy his groin area, leg, knee. I guess it's part of the leg, but shoulder. Basically just thrashes his entire body. Here, let me zoom it in just a little bit. Oh, I'm too zoomed in. Yeah, someone pointed this out. Got smoked to do a Spotify ad. The ad started playing immediately, and that's how he should have known that it wasn't time to try this.
To be true.
I just want to see it what perfectly happened. So he tried to go for a heel flip. Didn't get it. And then it looks like right here he just kind of gave up. It looked like he was trying to step off maybe. And you can see right here he definitely pulled his groin, did like a light split as he was falling. And then just straight to the shoulder from probably about like 3 or 4 feet. Yeah, probably like 4.5 feet maybe. Oh. Youch.
Is too good to be true.
He said he slipped on wax. Oh, that is what happened. That is what happened. He slipped his foot right on the edge. Ouchie. Getting hit with an ad is so embarrassing, dude. Imagine that. You're just laying there. Like, at least if you had music playing, it maybe will, like, amp you back up. But you hear in that ad and being like, "Get Cialis today." And you're like, what? Here's another man dying. See, this one isn't as bad, though. Because at least he had something to fall onto. You know, really impressive. I've never been to, like, a rock climbing gym. I've been, like, hiking, and then you do light mountain climbing when you're, like, when you're young. But that's about it. No actual climbing, though. Only like, is it called free climbing? Whatever, where you do it without hooks, where you basically just find like a good 10 to 15 foot little climb, and you just climb up that. Maybe more than that. Because I'm trying to think. I think the biggest one we climbed up, it was probably like in sections, and we got up maybe like 40, 50 feet past like the little like hilltop that we were on, because it was like a little mountain part that we'd climb on. But we climbed up like sections of like probably like 10 feet each to get up, which was nice. But I never had anything like this happen, and I hope I never do. It looked like he did what he was trying to do, and then he was like, okay, I'm going for speed, so once I'm done with the top, I'm gonna just drop down. I don't know what went wrong from here. Fuck. He hit so hard. It was like actually terrible.
What's all that?
Remember when I said that one wasn't as bad? Well, here's one more. These are just getting progressively worse and worse. Why did I put it like this? I guess because we're ramping up. The next one, we're going to watch somebody just land straight on their head. But no, exactly 12 years ago, in another life, a 23-foot backflip still is sexy and ridiculous in 2025. This looks more than 23 feet. I guess I don't know how tall this guy is, but I guess maybe. Yeah, maybe. See, that one he was actually fine. That one he recovered and he was okay. Look how he landed, though. He jumps. Backflip, gainer, perfect. Look at this. Look at this. I guess he, you know, the force went into the ground. He kind of braced for impact. I don't know, though. That was literally like one frame. One frame is just his head snapping back. You might not feel it today, but he'll feel it tomorrow. It's in reverse, so I guess I hadn't thought about this. The Angels threw him down and made sure he wasn't getting back up. The Angels got this guy back up, though. You know, the Angels look over those who train, those who practice. Angel threw her down, and it's such a great. Honestly, I completely forgot that was ever said by anybody ever. What was it? Roman Atwood's dad? Is that who said that? It was Roman Atwood's dad talking about his mom, right? Talking about his wife, Roman Atwood's mom. Yep, Angel, throw her down. What can you do? Oh, I saw this. Reverse CTE is a rare case where fighters gain exceptional IQ. And I think maybe this is what iDubbbz is going for. I think iDubbbz is maybe hoping that if he goes so far one side, he'll come out the other. So this is reverse CTE in the UFC fighter Nate Diaz. This is a real video. No AI was used. Oh my God.
I actually graduated in quantum science at the top of my class. I wrote my master's thesis on quantum entanglement and coherence in high-dimensional Hilbert spaces, a topic that delves deeply into the intricacies of quantum information theory and its implications for quantum computing and communication. Many people don't know this, but I actually graduated in quantum science at the top of my class. I wrote my master's thesis on quantum entanglement and coherence in high-dimensional Hilbert spaces, a topic that delves deeply into the intricacies of quantum information theory and its implications for quantum computing and communication.
So I think if we wait long enough, I think that iDubbbz might be able to come back around. So fingers crossed, we're all hoping. You can only hope so much, though. Oh, and then this I pulled, I don't usually look at like Papa Gut clips, but I do have my own opinions on Caleb Hammer, and honestly, I do feel like Papa Gut's starting to push back a little bit more like on him now, but I did always think that it was a little bit in poor taste to like hold back your criticism because you view him as a friend. I feel like if they're a friend, you should be more willing to, you know, because it's constructive criticism. You want to be able to, you know, criticize constructively to be able to not change the minds of the people that you love, but be able to influence them in positive ways. But Caleb Hammer is never beating the right-wing allegations. This is Papa Goon. Oop.
try to get me on shows. I was asking him, like, I'm getting all these right-wing invites. Where's the left wing? And he said the pushback we're getting is that all of them think we're just bringing on poor people that we don't know just to make fun of them. And then I talk about personal responsibility. That's, I guess, immediately right-wing coded.
Right-wing. It's not that, dude. You know it's not that. People have given you like reasonable criticism.
I think that's so funny too, because it's he just speaks so backhandedly about everything. I guess personal responsibility is just a right-wing thing now. Like, it's so clear, like, the statement that he's trying to make. And when you present yourself a certain way, of course, I think I commented it on here, actually. Here, I think I stated it better in a comment, so let me see. Why is this all opened up? There's more replies. I think it was this one. No, it wasn't. I thought I replied to one of these, but I guess not. Basically, what I had said was, if you act in a way that is abrasive to any particular group, you are obviously going to be seen as somebody who is unwilling to have like a conversation in good faith. Like, you're going to be seen as uncharitable and not worth the time of conversing with, because it, like, and honestly, with Caleb Hammer, it's like, what would be the reason for you to go on podcasts? Like, not even to be rude. Is this the reason to go on podcasts, to talk about why you're not getting on other podcasts? Like, I'm confused. Like, are you going to talk about your life? Oh, what influenced me and why I wanted to start helping people with money? That's like 2 minutes that I feel like you've covered endlessly on your channel with, like, through, you know, the different audits that you've done and stuff. Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of, he's definitely trying to create more of a persona for himself and create like a personality that is Caleb Hammer. And that doesn't necessarily fit the genre of content that he's started with. And I think that that is also what's putting a bad taste in certain people's mouths.
About the way that, like, you present your show. I literally had to have a conversation.
Yeah, his success has turned him into a dick. I think that's, thank you for simplifying what I was trying to say. Much more well put. He is a dick.
With Caleb, because he was fucking right-wing chud posting. What are you talking about? And I came out, I'm like, don't you realize you mostly criticize people on the left? You barely have any criticism of people on the right. It's so unfortunate. Like, Caleb is the victim in his own mind. He is more.
Maybe I'm completely misremembering. Maybe I'm making this up. This is all fake. This is all an interactive art experience. Didn't he say something along the lines of right-wing people are better with their money or something? There's less to criticize in terms of financial, like, stressors or whatever, even though that's quite literally just untrue if you look at, like, statistics. But anyways,
or right wing, that is.
Well, and the whole thing is this, right? It's like, when he makes fun of the right wing or whatever, it's much more individual, where he's making fun of individuals. This guy's stupid. This person does this. Whereas with, like, what would be considered left-wing ideology, whatever, it's much more on the ideology coming for, again, groups of people, like OnlyFans models or whatever you'd say, you know, different things like this, where I feel like, again, you just seem uncharitable in that way. So why would people give you a platform to then, like, keep spreading the same type of ideas? See, the thing is, I liked some of Caleb Hammer's stuff. Like, there's like a few videos that I've watched where I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's funny, it's fine. But yeah, it's like he seems to lean heavily in one way, and that it doesn't even bother me that necessarily you believe in, like, you hold certain beliefs, or you're more conservative in your, you know, economic views or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that you can have that are fine, but it's this idea that he's like, well, I don't see how I'm seen as right wing or left wing. Oh, the right wing hates me because they think I'm gay. Like, that's like the only thing he has on that side, when it's clear that people on the right like that he's just making fun of people. Like, yes, some people come for, but like he said it himself, that it's like mostly, you know, it's like Jerry Springer. He's like Jerry Springer. Oh, it's this big comedy show. So I don't know if you can't have it both ways, I guess, is kind of my problem with Caleb. Because he wants it to be just a big joke. You know, it's like Fox Entertainment. Oh, we're an entertainment company. This isn't news. But here are the facts. Like, you just can't have it both ways. Caleb Hammer confirmed that he will be appearing on Destiny stream to balance out being on Asmongold's pod. Okay. Yippee! Honestly, he should go on Lib and Learn. I'd wonder how that would go. I don't know what they'd necessarily talk about. Again, it's just like, what is he going to talk about? Because that would be more of like a political conversation. But then I thought about it for a second. And I was like, I guess it's not necessarily what he would want to talk about. But then what would he talk about? When I was a kid, I always saved my allowance. And I'd see other people that wouldn't save their allowance. And I was like, how are they so bad with their money? I just don't get it. But take it away, Papa Goat. What do you have to say?
Is what it comes down to, which is generally fine, but like he obviously has no problem aligning himself with like actual, I don't know how Asmongold's a white supremacist, but he literally says white supremacist, like talks about how other people from other countries have low IQ inherently. It's fucking insane. I don't know how you can be a white supremacist and look like that, but, and these are the people you're like aligning with more. Although again, maybe he'll do the Destiny conversation, but I don't know.
Hey, jokes. I say hard.
Yeah.
Then I guess that, I don't know, offensive things.
Well, to be fair, you're talking to a lot of retards. You should be allowed to say it.
Yes, and I called them.
Not being able to use the word if you're doing your show.
That's crazy, dude. This is the thing with Caleb is I don't want to be like,
this is another part that bugs me, is I see this happen a lot where people will go, sorry to cut you off, Papa Gut, but a lot of people will say things like, well, it's just free speech. You should be able to say whatever you want. Oh, you should be able... Did anybody say you should go to jail? Did anybody say, oh, you should have your rights stripped away from you? No, they're calling you a prick. Like, it's a much different thing. Nobody's saying, oh, you shouldn't... oh, it should be illegal to say these words. They're just saying it's in poor taste and you look like an asshole. So I don't know. That part just bugs me a lot whenever people bring up free speech. Like, who is saying you should go to jail? Who's saying you should be like criminally or civilly charged? We're just saying that you're a bad person.
Like super shit on the guy because he's he's a numbers guy. He's very good with numbers. He's very intelligent with that. He's very good at running his business. Socially, Caleb is retarded. Like that's just, we'll just use his language to help him out to understand that. He sits in the Overton window where we are between slightly left, generally speaking, and literal far right. I understand on Twitter it's far left and far right. In the real world, like Donald Trump is starting wars for Israel, bombing children for no reason because he wants to be a dictatorship. He is a fucking pedophile, refuses to release the Epstein files. I mean, there's nothing else there. Like
you really can just go on a fucking list of things for Trump. It is so crazy. Spitting facts though, Papa Gut.
We don't know what else to do. Literally, all of the tariffs that he put on were completely unjustifiable.
I dislike Caleb's show because the current system of capitalism is ableist and financial audits trigger me. Yeah, I'd say that's a good point too, is like they feed in devices too easily. And if you just say, because his show is basically just saying, well, don't feed into your vices. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll just be unhappy and work my whole life. Thanks for the help. That really makes it a big difference. Have no fruits of my labor. Cool.
He went through the wrong process. He's constantly violating any type of like productive due process. He's using, ISIS like the Gestapo,
I said you could keep it going about Trump, and Papa Gut is still going. I thought he stopped, but there is just too much with Trump.
Like he did January 6th. He pardoned people trying to.
Yeah, more and more. Keep going.
Take over the government in his name. I don't know what else do we have to do. He's constantly trying to censor people's freedom of speech. Went after Jimmy Kimmel for making a joke about how he didn't care about Charlie Kirk dying because he was like, when he was asked how he feels about Charlie Kirk, he's like, my ballroom's going really well. He did a fucking crypto coin that he made like, what is he making? Like $3 billion in his first year, where the top 25 donors to his crypto coin got to have a one-on-one with him. I mean, that is the right-wing mainstream representation. What is the left wing? Hey,
you have blue hair and an OnlyFans. Ha ha. Ooh, we have different proclivities. Like what?
Maybe we could do universal healthcare, but we're not even there. The most
I don't even mean that. I mean, like, if you want to go on, like, what people complain about, it's literally just people are gay. People, and, like, the other one is just, like, abortion. That's, like, the other main thing. Rights. Like, it's just crazy.
Left-wing person is probably Mamdani. What does he want?
Oh, you're so right. Me and Papa Gut are, like, inverted right now. I'm his shirt color, and then his hat, my shirt is his hat color with the purple on it too. See? Wow.
Do some grocery stores. What are we doing here? And Caleb sits in that window, and so he is right wing because he is in the middle of slightly left and insane right. And I don't think that he understands that. I think it's a foreign concept to him because like he's not really looking at things objectively. He's looking at things based on how he feels, and he feels like in the country this is where the middle is. We're not in the middle. Caleb is more right wing because of that.
I have voted both ways in my adult life.
Sure.
So I voted left and I voted right.
I think that means nothing. It's so funny, yeah, because it's like those things mean nothing. What do you actually believe? Just saying, well, I like some things that are this, some. It's like, yeah, there's like a whole spectrum of ideology. Trying to like contain yourself with any one title is where you start to fail. You have alignments with certain beliefs, and you should be able to like express them properly. But just saying, like, I've voted both ways. People like, and again, it's like that thing of people have called me gay before, but then because I use the R word, then I'm the bad guy. It's like, what? I don't know. It's just this, it is a level of cognitive dissonance that I will never be able to understand. And I think that I on some level don't even believe that it's cognitive dissonance and just believe that it's like a grift. Like they know what they're doing. They have to. The thing I notice is the right has gone so insane, it's their new normal. So when you compare it to the left, it's been normalized that both sides can be equally bad, but right now it's the right that's nuts. Yeah. And that's the thing is then when you normalize the both sides can be equally bad, it brings the idea that, well, look at all the stuff that they're doing on the left. Like what? Well. He talked about how he experimented in college with peace and love, of course. No, I know that. And that's what I'm saying, though, is again, that means nothing. That means nothing in terms of your ideology. Breaking news. Pope Diorio has confirmed he has tested positive for mono. What was he doing? Kissing his mom like that hit episode of Malcolm in the Middle? The Pope is a kisser. He has cooties. Everybody stay away. It's funny how the ones who complain about the snowflakes are actually the most sensitive and triggered when they get told to maybe don't say the R word. No, exactly. That's my point. It's like, so if I come up to you and I'm like, hey, you're a stupid fucking idiot. You're the dumbest person I've ever met in my entire life, and you're ugly and like worthless. You add nothing to society. You think they're just going to go, oh, that's fine. You have your own beliefs. You're allowed to say what you want because this is America. No, you're going to have some reaction to that. So it's like, I saw somebody being like, talking about the N-word and being like, it's in the dictionary. Why shouldn't we be allowed to use it? It's a dictionary. What are you talking about? It's an index of words. What are you talking about? It literally blows my mind. Yes. You should be legally allowed to say whatever you want, but understand that you will be socially ostracized, and you should be socially ostracized for speaking abrasively and offensively. What's mono? The kissing disease. Yes, someone said that. It's in the dictionary. Why are they getting so mad about a word that's literally in the dictionary? It's like, do you think they like exclude slurs from the dictionary? That's literally what they made me think. I was like, do they actually believe that they exclude slurs? It's too woke. They made our dictionaries woke. Yeah, I can't say the N-word. Yeah, are you in jail? Exactly. Are you in jail? Did we send you to jail? You can say it, but we're all going to, we'll be mad at you. Oh no. Well, yes, you'll make some people upset. You don't care though, right? Don't care then. It's so funny. There was this guy, right? I'm about to go on a tangent. Oh no. What the fuck was his name? That one Chud guy. Chud arrested. Chud the Builder, that's it. Basically, this dude just goes around, thank you Times of India, gives me this post. This dude just goes around going up to black people, calling them the N-word with the hard R, and then telling everybody when they get upset, going, oh, you're chimping out, you're chimping out. And that's like the new thing that people have been saying to be racist. And this guy went around and was doing this to a bunch of people. Some people got upset with him and were kind of getting in his face. Like a coward, he decided to pepper spray them all. None of them had made like any actual, like, it's just so ridiculous. But he pepper sprayed them and he got arrested for it. Haha. Look at him. I'm like the good version of him. Here, let me twirl it real quick. I don't know if I can get a good one on it. Oh, look at that. This side got it. Look at that curl on there. And then people were also posting this. Chud the Builder, this you? This you in the fairy princess outfit? Gotta twirl it more. Get on the twirl train. I googled it. It is an infection caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. Epstein confirmed. Pope Diorio's in the Epstein files? I thought there was only a couple popes in there. I thought he was the good pope. But here, let's finish up this bit about Caleb Hammer. It's just so ridiculous to me. Do you truly believe that you can go around insulting people and not think that there will be some type of social repercussion? It doesn't need to be physical, it doesn't need to be legal, but you don't even think there's going to be some type of social repercussion?
Most people have, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't get any good curls on my stash. It's hard for me because I just have naturally like curly hair, so they want to go their own direction already. I need to use like some kind of gel or something.
30. Correct me if I'm wrong. The only administrations he could have voted for. Did you vote Trump?
I hired my first.
That's a good question, actually. Because how old is Caleb Hammer? Oh, he is 31. Okay, that's what he was saying. 31. Wow. Wow. You know, I'll never get over this. I'm trying to find out what, oh my god, I always do this where I want to bring up this reference, but I always forget what the character's name is. Oh my god, why does this always happen? Basically, I was just going to say he doesn't look 30. I'm kind of surprised by that. But, oh god, this is so annoying. Oh my god, this is I'm literally gonna I need to find this now because it's making me so bad. I'm talking about the in Teen Titans, the little Robin wannabe. Ugh. Oh my god. It's not even, again, I've done this so many times, it's not even funny anytime I pull it up. Whatever, I'm done. I don't care. I've upset myself. Bonks for me. Was it Wonder Boy? Now you're bringing me back in. No. It was from the original Teen Titans. I can't find it for some reason. It's so weird. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a Robin wannabe in the Teen Titans cartoon in the original. But I can't remember what and basically that's the way I feel about Caleb Hammer. Is to me he looks like that version of Hasan. But it doesn't work if I can't pull up the image. Oh god. This is making me so upset. Larry? Is it Larry? Robin and Larry. It is Larry. It is Larry. I found it. I found him. Finally. Basically, it's like if Hasan is Robin, then Caleb Hammer is Larry. Does that make sense? It's so fucking dumb. It's such a dumb, it's not even a good joke. Sorry for wasting all of your time. Caleb is like if Hasan was Destiny's roommate and did get him laid. You're right. And did get him laid? Wait, what do you mean? Caleb Hammer is like if Hasan was Destiny's roommate and did get him laid. I did find it. It took me too long. Thank you. Thank you for knowing about Larry. Would Destiny... You know what's funny to me is Destiny is known for being like a bit of a man whore, if you'd like to say. No, he just, he sleeps around. He's been in open relationships and stuff like that. And obviously done some bad things as well. But I always thought that it was interesting that Hasan was like, I'd get Destiny laid all the time. Because I'm like, I guess that's just Hasan confirming that he does go around trying to get laid a lot. But yes, moving on from that, sorry. Long tangent for no reason. But this was just a funny little snapback that came back from these guys. I always forget their names. I don't care to remember them. From the Whatever podcast, and then this guy. What's this guy's name? Every clip of him I see is just him getting clowned on. He's the pickle jar guy. But they're on the Whatever podcast again, talking to the next panel of women that they could get. And this is the conversation.
Men destroy their bodies at work, toiling also. So who cares?
Brian is destroying his body on a
Do
laptop?
I think that you're going to get? Hang on. Do I think you're going to get like post?
I'm just saying men should have an option.
Do you think sitting
to work.
is good? Do you think?
I thought this was so funny because she's pointing out that men should have the option to do either, and it shouldn't be dictated on this like men have to do hard work and toil and da da da, and women should have to work, stay at home and upkeep the house. Like, she's obviously just speaking out against that. But they could have easily deflected this like the easiest counter argument is to just go, yes, but we are the exception, not the rule, which is what most of these guys say anyways. Like, that's all they had to do, but instead they took it as such a personal slight, when in reality she wasn't even coming down on them. She was just literally pointing out that you are not toiling. Do you think sitting down all day is good for you? Get a better chair then. Get some lumbar support. What are you talking about?
Sitting is good?
No, what the heck?
Yeah, it's bad for the body to be sitting.
But it's not.
It's bad. I shouldn't be sitting all the time. You choose to do this. What are you talking about? This is a choice. You could make it a standing podcast. We all stand around all day. It's fun. But also, I guess these podcasts are like 8 hours long, aren't they? How long are they sitting here for in these uncomfortably close spaces?
Just that.
I work in a fucking computer. I got carpal tunnel syndrome. My fucking back hurts. My neck hurts.
But you can't.
But you're not going out to hunt animals. What I'm saying is you have an option.
And you're 32 without children, so what the fuck are you talking about?
Do either of these guys have children? You're 32 without children. Okay. It just, I find that so funny coming from certain people, because it's just like, I don't know. You don't give me the impression that you have children, or that if you do have children, I don't think my impression is you're probably not a very good father. But yes, the softest man in the world. Yeah, unironically going the triggered liberal stereotype they cry about. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, again, you could have just so easily been like, well, we're the exception. We've been able to reach such a high status that we don't need to toil. But on average, men are having to toil, and that's why da-da-da-da. But even in this circumstance, I'm still having to put my best foot forward to provide for my and just continue from there. But literally, they got so in their own emotions that they couldn't get past it.
Men destroy their bodies at work.
At work. He threw an H in there. Oh, has anybody wondered what Daniel Tosh has been up to? Me neither. But apparently it's this. I knew he had a podcast, but I'm more interested in the actual guest he has on. I'm 50 and don't have children, and I've worked hard at not having any. Hey, that's the way to do it. See, that's the thing, is it's all about your choices. If you're wanting to have children, you should have children. If you don't want to have children, you definitely shouldn't have children. It's like, if you want to have children, you should maybe have children, you know? Make sure you put in the effort and you figure it out. But if you don't want children, do not have children. Don't do it. That would be bad. Those kids are going to end up with bad lives. They're going to sense it. It's the truth. Even if you put your best foot forward, they're going to know. They're going to know eventually.
Juggle.
Yeah.
Balloon animals?
Yeah, I do balloon
Face
animals.
paint?
Yeah, sure.
What's your least favorite of those?
My least developed.
And then imagine you have kids and you have to buy one. You have to get one of these guys. You just hire over the clown service over the phone, and then all of a sudden this guy shows up.
Developed skill would be face painting.
His least developed skill is face painting. You can say that again.
Because it's, I'm a guy, and then I'm drawn on a kid's face, and I used to be.
I mean, I like the way you said that. I'm a guy, and I'm painting on kids' faces.
Well, it just feels like you kind of want distance. As a man, I want distance with the kids.
I get you. I respect this.
Perfect clown.
You can't do certain things. Like, a female clown can hold the hand of a kid and kind of like la 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 la. Like, it looks weird when a guy does it.
See, I have like a weird perspective on this, I guess, because I feel like it's equally as odd to like an adult man gushing over children is less odd than caring so heavily about a man caring about children. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously going to be appropriate and inappropriate interactions, but I don't know, this, like, I don't know, men shouldn't be holding hands with kids. It looks bad. What? I hope nobody gets that impression. And I take my little 2-year-old to the store. I don't have a 2-year-old, but I'm just saying.
No, I can't. If I'm underneath the parachute with the kid, they're like, dude, get out. Like,
okay, maybe that part, I agree with you there. Being under the parachute alone with a kid, definitely get out of there. But I definitely say the same thing to a female clown. Don't be alone with my child underneath a parachute.
It looks weird.
I mean,
you can't do it.
I respect him so much. This is what you want to hear from a clown.
Yeah.
You don't want clowns under parachutes with your children.
That part is true. Good point, Tosh. Where's Tosh.0 at? When's it coming back? Bring back on Froggy Fresh. You had him on when he was Krispy Kreme. He's been through a large arc. You know, I feel like now Daniel Tosh could probably go back to all the people that he brought on his show and create like a new show just based around them. It's like Big Brother, but it's just all the people from Tosh.0. I don't know. I definitely trust men around my kids that I don't know super well, less than women I don't know super well. Well, here's the thing though, is my whole thing is like, yeah, I get that you like when it comes to small children, they are vulnerable to anybody. Like, I would say that's true for maybe like maybe like 11, 12. I'd be like, hey, can you watch my kid for a second? I'm going to go, like, I need to go do this thing. Or, you know what I mean? Like, maybe something like that. But if they're like a 4-year-old, I'm not going to just trust some random lady holding my 4-year-old. I don't know her. I don't know her intentions. That's the thing. I just mean, like, I'd base it more off of the vibes that I get. Like, I feel like you can gauge a scenario a little bit better than just going the generalization that, one or the other. Because, like, if I saw some guy sitting with his kid, like, maybe on his phone after, like, picking his groceries or something, and then I see some woman, like, sitting there, like, rocking back and forth with crazy eyes, I'm probably going to go to the dad and be like, hey, man, can you watch my kid for a second? But again, yeah, it's like, it's all kind of based on the circumstance, I guess. It's all circumstantial. Yeah, you're doing yourself a service to be wary regardless of gender with people these days. Yeah, and that's what I mean, is it's like, in general, be wary, but obviously don't just be afraid of people, because you also pass that down to your children. And I think that my parents instilled in me very young to be afraid of people. And that's something I've had to, like, work past my entire life. And literally, I'm like 6'2" and 240 pounds. I'm a big guy. I very young stopped being afraid of getting kidnapped, and I started getting afraid of being attacked. Because yeah, it's like, you don't know what people's intentions are, and you don't know what's going to happen in in your day-to-day, truly. But you should have some faith in humanity as a whole, even if you know that there is a large portion that you cannot trust. I'm a big guy. Big guy. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. That song is terrible. How do you come up with such a bad song? I also hate clowns. Fair. I guess I'm understanding the clown's perspective in that I wouldn't want him really touching my kids. Distance is a good thing when it comes to a clown. Yeah, that's very true. I guess my whole point is I understand the perspective from a parent, but when it's coming from a random adult, that is what makes me more weird. Like, some guy who's a clown who loves the kids, getting down on their level, playing with them, I feel less wary of that guy than I do the clown that's like, I don't know. I kind of don't want to be too. I feel like if I get too close, it's like something might be wrong. I don't know. It's clown. Can I get a hug? Nah, I don't. Yeah, sorry, I don't do that. Like I'd start being like, "What's up with this guy? Why has this guy got a problem? What's going on?" But yeah, it's like, yeah. I also would definitely, if this guy showed up to my house, I hired a clown and it's this guy.
Juggle.
Not Tosh. If this guy came up to knocked on my door, I'd be like, go away. You'll get paid. You'll get paid for the time, whatever. Just go, leave, please. Yeah, it's like, does this clown have a record I don't know about? Is this the world's shortest court order? I have to stay only 3 feet away. But yes. Shout out Los Angeles Clown. I've heard of this guy. Did they not tag him? They tagged everybody but him, I guess. Is it Billy Parks? I don't want to pull it up in case there's something bad. I'm realizing. I'm pretty sure that guy's known for having like most of his body tattooed. And I'm like, what if I just pull it up and it's just like spread cheeks? Like, look at my new tattoo. On Instagram, you can post some crazy stuff sometimes. I saw a naked woman hanging upside down getting like rung in a bell. It's like some art project. Here's a little thing about Morrissey. Morrissey low-key real as hell for never killing himself and just being sick and miserable his whole gay life. Like just complaining nonstop and being weird and mad. Shout out the Smiths. And I just wanted to pull up this part. Yeah, this too. I'm 45 and a 6 foot, 280 pound man with a beard and been to prison. And Morrissey still makes me feel so good when I listen. Straight legend. And then this from is it really so strange? I got confused, I killed a horse. Just another Morrissey classic. I haven't listened to the Smiths in a while. What's this album called? Louder Than Bombs? Something like that. I got into the Smiths when I was younger, and I liked this album and then they're self-titled. I think that's probably all I listened to. But we love a miserable king, you know what I mean? That's weird too. Yeah, my kids are also autistic and hate anyone in makeup or costumes. So they wouldn't even be in the same room as a clown. You bring the clown in and they just immediately are just like, "What did you do? You know this guy?" I miss loving Morrissey and the Smiths. I have a Smith tattoo, but damn, Maz really is an asshole now. Hey. You know, it's like, it's one of those instances you got to separate the artist from the art. See, every time I think about that quote, I'll never forget. It's such like it was one of the first songs I heard Anderson .Paak into. It was back when Anderson .Paak did mostly drumming. And Anderson .Paak had this song that he did drumming for this rapper Watsky. And he has a line. Anytime I think about separate the artist from the art, Watsky said, and it's from the song Ink Don't Bleed. This was also somebody that I listened to when I was a kid. And he said, sometimes you have to separate the person from the art, but if the art's about that person, you can't pull them apart. And that is hard. That is hard when it comes to music specifically. Because music is a thing that like brings us together and you listen to it. And like, I was listening to when I saw this post, I was like, I want to show this. And I was actually listening to some of the Smiths this morning. And it was, I saw a comment where someone was talking about their brother that had passed. I was talking about how like they were like, we always made fun of you, but you're our charming man. Like this real kind of sweet post that they did. And I just thought about like that's why like music and art is so beautiful, because it gives us a window into like the hearts of the people that we think we know, you know what I mean? Because you don't choose what kind of art you appreciate. And I feel like it's a true insight into like one's psyche to see the things that they liked and the things that they enjoyed. And so, like, I think, and it goes the same way for the artist, because the artist is dumping themselves into this art most of the time, at least. But yeah, just a quick thought on the Smiths. I got confused. I killed a horse. Yeah, there's a bit of a growing list these days of artists that you have to have that separation with. Yeah, it's difficult at times. And that's why I think it's better to think about, that's why, honestly, for me, I've never really been one that's into albums or into bands or into rappers or individual artists. Like, my favorite artist, like favorite rapper or anybody of all time, is probably MF Doom. Just because, like, his discography is probably the one that I've listened the most of, like seeing the most of his discography compared to any other artist or band. But everybody, for the most part, I like don't listen to actual albums. I'll just pick singles that I like. I'll like start songs and be like, nah, not this one. And I create my own playlists. I have playlists on Spotify called This, That, the Other One. And that's how I keep them organized. But yes, I'm not happy and I'm not sad. And in other music news, Fabrizio Music has some bad news for us. He's my goat right now. He's my musical goat, Fabrizio. He's been coming with the hits. Country music on the rise from Peru. His Recovery EP is loading still. This just, it broke my heart.
I have bad news. Somebody thought it was a good idea to rip off my song, The Thing That Takes, and slapped an AI voice over it. They took the lyrics, they took the melody, and even kept the title the same. And mind you, I've only teased a 30-second clip of this song, so they also went ahead and either wrote or AI generated the rest of it and put it out on all streaming platforms.
With an AI cover too, with an AI cover art. Terrible.
Guys, it's already hard being a small up-and-coming artist, and now we have to deal with stuff like this, unfortunately. And the whole point of this video is to encourage you to support real art. Support art that takes time to make. Support art that has a soul. Support art that has a story. AI can't relate to you. It doesn't know what humans go through. It takes a real human experience to make art. It takes someone that knows what you've been through, that's also been through it, to make art. The real version of the song is still coming out, and it'll be out very soon. It's gonna be on my upcoming EP called Recovery, along with a bunch of other songs that you guys have been supporting, and I'm very thankful for it. Thank you. But anyways, that's a spill for today, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, and I've been loving his music. I've been watching a lot of his reels where he does like live performances of the songs that he's going to put on this EP. And they're all like 30-second renditions. And they're all great. And it's so interesting because when he's talking, he has a very thick accent. Like, you can hear it very much. When he's singing, he does not. And it makes me wonder if he learned to sing in English like first. Like, if he learned the inflection and like tonality of singing first, and then like kind of translated that a bit into learning full like English fully. Because his singing is here. For those who haven't heard already, I've played him a few times and all of it's great. I hate every time I start an Instagram post and it just starts playing randomly.
Here at the open road, like a rambling drunkard that runs from himself. My destiny's brittle like coal that stains the hands that reach for the shelf. Where I'm going, I don't know, but I'll surely arrive, dead or alive. I hit the open road like a rambling drunkard that runs from himself.
When his album comes out, I might have to do a stream reacting to every song, giving my 2 cents on it, because the lyrics are just so. People were questioning, like, are these AI lyrics? I think based upon what he was saying about AI, I don't think so. But also he was talking about, I heard there were some comments where people were talking about the differences of writing lyrics in Spanish versus English. And he was saying that writing songs in Spanish is more difficult for him. And someone, I forget what artist they had said, but in the comments, someone was talking about another artist who was speaking on that and saying that there are words in English that just work better for writing music, because it's like there are a lot of highs and lows within English that don't necessarily translate the same into different languages. And I guess that does like make some sense. But I think it also, again, speaks to how complicated English is, because it just means that you can be a little bit more specific, I suppose. But yes, Fabrizio Music, if you haven't followed him, go give him a follow. He's blowing up. Oh, this is the last goof, I think. This person was trying to commit a robbery, and it didn't go as planned.
This is a robbery.
It is?
Okay.
Sit down.
Okay.
He told her to put the gun down, and she did.
This is a robbery.
And she remembered, wait, this is a robbery.
I'm telling you right now. There's a robbery.
Oh my! What are you doing?
Dude, leave. Get behind somewhere, hide somewhere, get in the back. You're lucky she didn't shoot you. She seems a little off her rocker, I'm gonna say it. Something's a little off here.
What?
What are you doing? The owner in the back room.
The robbery.
Yeah, the owner in the back room. The owner in the back room, run!
He was hiding behind a piece of cardboard, but honestly, that was a smart deflection that he hit. The owner in the back room, run! I think he could tell, probably based on the look in her eyes, that she wasn't fully mentally there. Probably having some kind of like a psychotic episode or something. Just because like the way she's speaking and everything, it didn't seem slurred, so I'm assuming some form of psychosis. But to send her to the back is the smartest thing he could do. But then he goes back behind the register. It's like, is he just waiting now? He's like, okay, next customer. Where they at? And then she just whoa, calm down. I didn't do it. But I'm wondering too, I don't think she pulled the trigger. She might have. It might have jammed. I think it did. I think it jammed. Because I was wondering, I was like, was she trying to shoot the camera out? Because she doesn't. But I think it might have jammed, and that's why. Yeah, he's literally hiding behind a piece of cardboard. That's not going to help you, man. You literally just saw a bullet blast through the wall, and you hid right here in plain sight. He thought he was playing a nighttime cashier game. He's like, ooh, I beat that one. That quick time event went well. She has Crocs on too. She totally does. She doesn't even have them in sport mode. She isn't even ready to go. What kind of robbery is this? She's clearly never done this before. Let her go. Give her a second gun. I'll remember that if I ever get robbed. Go to the back, please. I mean, yeah, it's like that you go, it's over there, it's over there, it's over there, and make them look. Gotcha, and then you run away. Don't do that. If you're being held at gunpoint, do what they say, please. But Jason Marlin and Stable Ronaldo run a red light, then run a stop sign. I'm gonna say it. Ever since they left FaZe, things have been going wrong. You know, they need banks. They need someone that can reel them back in.
Oh, don't fuck us up, bro. Oh. Yo. What the?
It's the bike lane.
It's a bike lane.
It's a bike lane, Ron.
What?
What's that on the ground?
So honestly speaking, I think if they were staying in the bike lane, I think this would have been fine. I don't actually know, just because most of the time when bikers stop, it's at the actual light. Like they'll stop here, like he's doing properly. But when you have it like this, they don't have like a stop there either. I don't know, maybe. And then they think that just showing down, even though they literally, you recorded him running the red. Because, I mean, he's on like a moped too. He's
on the ground.
They're on like electric bikes or something. It looks like he's on like a moped. Is this a Vespa? Let's see.
GTA angle. Holy GTA angle.
Also,
what's that?
Also being like, what's that? And trying to like hide it, even though you're literally showing it on stream first. Being like, whoa, where's the stop sign? Wait, what?
There was a fake stop sign. Someone, you ever see Tom and Jerry where they do a fake tunnel? There was a fake.
That shit actually got us good.
That shit got me good.
And I think like the whole thing is this, right? Because I feel like some people will just say like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You've never accidentally run a light. You've never accidentally run a stop sign before. It happens. It happens. It does happen. And you know what else happens? Causing accidents. And when you are on a platform and influencing people, like, yeah, there's a chance of you causing more accidents than just when you're on the street. I immediately hate anyone that does this content. For me, it's just always like, what even is this content? Like, what is the benefit of watching this? Like, imagine literally sitting there doing nothing else, because you can't be listening to this. Because most of the time, if I'm putting on a stream or I'm putting on something, it's like background noise while I'm doing something else, while I'm working, while I'm playing a video game, while I'm yada, 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 whatever. What would be the point of this? You can't listen to it. And then if I'm sitting here watching it, paying attention, am I literally just going like, they ran a light, they ran a stop sign? Like, what are you actually gaining from it? The neuroplasticity is just gone. And then someone was pointing this out too. Wasn't Ron crying about Extra Emily running a light? Yes, this is the same guy who was speeding on the highway and a residential street too. It was always silly that he was so pressed about that. I don't know about this instance, but yeah, that's also just kind of, I guess that makes it ironic as well. They are streaming to children. I guess that's it, right? It literally is just that their fans are kids and they can't go and ride bikes with their friends right now because they're grounded, so they have to watch this on their phone instead because their mom still lets them have their phone even though they're grounded. Oh, you're right. You know what? You've got a point. I didn't think about that. Here's something from Destiny. This was on live stream fails. You know, it's interesting. I guess the live stream fail in this context is Asmongold. I feel like on live stream fails, 9 times out of 10, they're not even fails. Maybe that was the issue that tarot card Brian Stale 2000 was having. But Destiny reviews Asmongold's research routine and does a dog impression. So I don't need to watch this. I'm actually going to do what Destiny did.
What's happening here?
Hotel guests just walking through.
It can't
I
really
would
be
immediately go
that he
after
does.
President Trump was evacuated. I know, like, I knew that he looked at Twitter and showed it on stream. It can't be that he has 8 hours of Twitter reacts every single day.
I think probably. I don't know why that's the hard part to believe. It's Asmongold. But I think this also proves... This also proves this.
Only if you kiss me back super hard.
I always knew this was real.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, who's he? Seriously.
Yo, chat, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Can you guys excuse me for 1 second?
The clip.
You know what's funny? I never thought about this. They're technically connected at the hip. The real question is just where the hip ends. You know what I mean?
Everything's going great. We're gonna make so much money together.
Yes, my love, you're doing great.
Will you please kiss me to hold me over until stream is done?
Only if you kiss me back super hard.
Like they truly are just one and the same. But I'm gonna skim through now because he basically just does this for a minute going, what? What? But then this part was interesting. He clicks over to Hasan.
Fed the alternate reality, and he's so deep in this. That combined with the fact that everybody intentionally avoids any kind of confrontation these days, it makes it impossible to correct for it, right? Because when you're so deep into your alternate reality, like this, you can't confront any different opinions. You have to be locked in your own world. That's why Hasan doesn't debate anybody. That's why Asmongold doesn't debate anybody. They know that they're locked in their own little fucking world here. That would fall apart under 2 seconds of inspection. I'm so sorry. Listen, okay? I've spent a lot of time in my life around animals, okay?
Oh, I thought it showed Hasan actually getting up. If you don't actually have the clip of him getting up, then this point is kind of moot. Because the point he's making is that Kaya doesn't react to Hasan leaving the room. And this part is kind of funny. He does a little...
Up. The dog is like, it does the... And then the tail starts going. You know that. You know it.
I don't like Destiny, but that is a good point. Dogs do usually do that. When a dog sees that you're leaving the room, the dog usually goes... And then they'll lay their head back down if they don't actually care. It's like it's I'm trying to think of the way to phrase this. It's like the Hasan, Destiny, and Asmongold are like the holy trinity of Chud, the Chud Trinity. Because it's like left wing Hasan, far left, far right, Asmongold. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. I'm literally talking about it. It says it right here. Had a little bit of a stroke real quick, my bad. But left Hasan, right Asmongold, and then center, with still somehow an extreme center, is Destiny. And honestly, I guess you can be an extreme center, right? An extreme center just means to be like... You know, to just give pushback everywhere, to just be ultimately pedantic and be like, well, you know, I get to say slurs, but then also call you out when you say them. I despise Asmon's takes on everything, but I gotta say, Hasan is a lot more disingenuous. Asmon actually seems to believe the propaganda. Hasan knowingly lies about it. That's a fair point. I mean... Yeah, I guess that's the difference. It's how bought in on it are they? Because Hasan is bought in on it to a degree, but definitely not as much as Asmon. I would agree with you on that. I don't think Destiny is a centrist. Where would you place him? Because I guess you would say he's a leftist, but the reason I'm saying it is, I mean, I guess he'd be more center left probably. But then. The reason I'm saying centrist is because of his abrasive expression towards the left on, like, in most cases. Liberal left. And I hate that he's in the same boat I am. Yeah, he is liberal, but on that spectrum, 100% in the middle. Fair take, Captain. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like, he's definitely on the left. I'm not saying that he has any, because I wouldn't even say that he necessarily expresses conservative, like, economic or, governmental ideology. It's more so just like the social aspect, I would say. But yeah, it is like kind of a spectrum for that reason. They have been on an early streak. Here, let me pull it up, actually. I'm running real behind today, though, so we'll see. Let's see. No title or anything yet, so we're doing fine. But I had a question for everybody now. Early, late, I won't see it. It's nearly 4 a.m. That's a good point. You have something to wake up to, though. You gotta go, yay, my show. Finally. It's like when I'd wake up at 4 a.m. to George Lopez. It's always the best. They don't do it anymore. There's no more Nick at Night. It's evil. But Ethan's laptop Yahoo Virus. Catching up on Friday's show, and just wanted to say this bit Love has been doing, where he's definitely putting Yahoo as the default browser, then gaslighting everyone saying it's a virus and pointing out that Ethan is on Yahoo instead of Google to rage bait him is hilarious. Peace and love. This is not gaslighting. You're gaslighting me here, because this is a real thing that happens. My Google, it's a Chrome issue. It only really happens on Chrome, and it's McAfee, however you say it. I'm pretty sure it's McAfee. Because people were saying it's Honey. It's definitely a McAfee auto installation, because most PCs that are running Windows have like a pre-installation of McAfee, and then that for some reason bakes into your Google Chrome an extension, and that extension resets your default browser to Yahoo endlessly. My computer has this issue too, and I'm very mad about it. What you would have to do is fully uninstall McAfee through like your apps and everything. You have to like do a full uninstallation. I had a redirect virus on Chrome, and had to clear off some stuff in settings. Yeah, it's like a few places it could be. Check if you still have McAfee downloaded like on your computer and installed. If you're not using it, which you shouldn't be, don't use it as an antivirus. But if you are using it, or if you aren't using it, then uninstall it and then check your settings and your extensions and stuff. But yes, and I'm pretty sure Love pointed it out too, that it was McAfee at some point. I was today years old when I learned there was a Yahoo browser. What did you think it was for? I don't mean browser, sorry. My bad. I just mean search engine. Didn't mean browser. Is there, I wouldn't be surprised. Is there a Yahoo browser? No. I wish. That would be kind of funny. It's funnier in my head thinking Love is doing it to rage bait Ethan. Well, the funny part is I'm pretty sure he's explained it to him. He explained to him that it's a virus, and Ethan just kind of got mad and was like, "No, look, it's Yahoo." Ethan has a new applicant for a Chinese friend. We know Lus. He raids me sometimes. I've raided him a few times, but he usually starts before me, so it doesn't usually work out. But we love Lus, and he had to put it out there so everyone knows.
I don't know what this is. Ethan is looking for a Chinese friend. Okay, let's see.
Him getting sent that is so funny, because you could tell he genuinely is just like, what?
I don't know what this is. Ethan is looking for a Chinese friend. Okay, let's see.
Girlfriend.
I just want to... Actually,
Chinese.
I just want a Chinese friend.
Chinese friend.
Girl.
All right, what's what? You send me an album?
Yeah.
He just needs a Chinese friend. Okay, Ethan, I am Chinese. You know, so I am Chinese. I'll put it out there.
Yeah, his videos have been great. The sexy intro kills me every time. His new one has the like UFC, the URR intro as well, which has been pretty good. But honestly, I think that Lus and Ethan could actually be friends. At least internet friends, you know what I mean? He's a lawyer. He'd be a good correspondent. Call us every like now and then, here and there. But also never mind. I don't think I had anything else to say. I don't know why I said also. Yeah, I don't know why I said also. I feel like I had something else to say, but nope. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Not also, but I do think that if Lus and Ethan became friends, Ethan would definitely start getting even more hate. Not for having a Chinese friend, but because Lus has stated that he is more conservative. And so I feel like some people would definitely try and use that as like an angle to be like, see, Ethan's just becoming more and more conservative every day. But we also have Dan the Merman. In the middle of the music. You can't tell me this isn't Dan. The light just perfectly shines where you cannot see this person's face. They definitely have more of a red beard, though. Like the shadows, everything. It just perfectly shades them. But now we know what Dan's doing on the weekends. When he's not rock climbing, he's mermaid diving. Ethan doesn't care about division. No, yeah, I don't think that would stop Ethan from being Lus's friend, but I'm just saying that that's something that I see as a possibility of happening. Ethan and Dan need to do that. Oh, that would be amazing. Honestly, can they swim? I feel like Dan can swim. Is it weird to say I feel like Ethan looks like the type of guy who can't swim? You know, I used to hit the mermaid in the pool. When I was a kid, I'd hit the merman every here and there. Sometimes it works. You hit the wave, you do a little worm while you're in the water. The Noah Kahan Dan edit with Ethan and Dan. I did not see that. Was that on the Reddit? I can try and pull it up. Ethan did water polo. You're right. I forgot about that. You're completely right. Ethan did do water polo. Was he any good? Ethan plugs his nose when he jumps in for sure. I need the crew to do synchronized swimming. Who can swim? Who can't swim? Love cannot swim. I do not believe Love can swim. Zach is either a really strong swimmer or a really weak swimmer. He's either somebody that like went to the beach all the time, or he's like, nah, I hate the beach, too much sand. And so he never really got into swimming. Dan seems like a swimmer. He seems like he gets out, he does rock climbing, he does other like, I feel like Dan can swim. Ethan did water polo. So that means that he can swim. Honestly, I've never seen water polo before. And so I just imagine it's this, but in water. Every time I hear water polo, I just imagine this in water. Because yeah, isn't it? It's just kind of like volleyball, yeah? It's like water volleyball. That doesn't necessarily mean Ethan can swim, I've got to be honest. It means he can jump around in the water. It's like, how well is he swimming, truly? If I was in water polo, all I'd do is just jump up and down. I wouldn't swim at all. I'd just be going down to the bottom. It's only 6.5 feet deep, so I'd just be going down to the bottom, pushing super hard every time. But why don't they bring the horses in? I think that'd be more entertaining. The water is deep for water polo. It's only 6.5 feet. That is not deep at all. I guess it depends on how tall you are, but that is not that deep. If it was like an 8-foot pool, then yes, I would agree with you. But you do not have to be that strong of a swimmer to be in water polo. Do you have to be a strong water polo player? Yes. Water polo is for the guys that aren't that good at swimming. They can't do any kind of like swim. I don't know what this is. It just called swimming? What are swim races called? Meets? Just a swim meet? It's the guys who can't do swim meet and aren't good enough at volleyball. They need to handicap everybody else in volleyball so that they're better. But in other news, Harley Morenstein was on TMZ. Epic mealtime vlogger Harley Morenstein. Memba him? I member. People were asking why did they use the Memba him thing, like from South Park, the member berries. And I think that it also goes with what Harley and Kate were saying about how the like new generation of journalists are like adding in these little like 2 Girls 1 Cup references and South Park references, things like that. And I think this is so funny that the one thing I thought was super funny was this at the top saying Rudy Giuliani hospitalized in critical condition. That was just crazy that was also just on top here. You know, this is like it's an H3 post here, just all together. Everything's just a little reference. TMZ also greenlit the H3 podcast so that they can watch TMZ clips all the time. So it's like all of it included. But I found the actual post itself because I was expecting there to be more of the article, but the article literally is just Canadian YouTuber, and they didn't. Oh my God, TMZ, you are terrible. TMZ is the worst. Like, shout out them for doing for what they've been doing. Yes, for what they've been doing with like paparazzi for politicians and stuff. But like, how are you going to miscapitalize YouTuber? Like, all you needed is one more capital letter here. This is all the post is. It's literally these 2 sentences. Is this article? Canadian YouTuber Harley Morenstein was in his mid-20s when he co-created Epic Mealtime, the YouTube series featuring high-calorie, over-the-top meals back in 2010. The original series ran until 2017, eventually shifting to guest appearances and spin-offs. Guess what he looks like now? And this is basically just a thing that they're doing where it's Memba Them, part 13. There's 130 images here. They're not all Harley, just the first 2 are Harley. So there's him back in 2010. There he is now. Like a fine wine, truly. Like a fine wine. You know, we got that 20-something-year-old chud lifestyle. What is this one? Well, I can't even tell what this one is supposed to be. Something with alcohol, apparently. But yes, now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What a good haircut can do for a man. That's literally all it is. Me before and after the barber. It literally, he does look very similar. Interestingly enough, the one thing that looks very different is his eyebrows. How have his eyebrows changed shape so much? Am I wrong? I get he's like making a face here. But like, I feel like they're a little longer or something. From Chud to Chad, you're right. Drunk making Sammys, maybe that is a possibility as well, that they were just getting drunk. You know what it is? I figured it out. I think it's supposed to be a giant Egg McMuffin. There's Egg McMuffins inside of the bread, and then the inside is stuff for the Egg McMuffin, including bacon. I think that's what it is. Yeah, he's just a little more manicured. That's all it is. He just put a little bit of effort in. He got a season 2 update, not a season 5 update. He seems happier. Maybe he was doing more drugs, drinking then. Maybe he was doing less drugs and drinking then. Maybe that's why he's happier now. We'll never know. Now, this is a message from Gabe to someone's girlfriend's cat, Josie. But I think this message can go out to all the cats. So if you have a cat, make them listen to this. I know I made mine.
Charlie, fuck. Charlie, I just want to say, this is to you. Josie, stop scratching. It ain't good for you.
It's not.
I'm hissing right now. Yeah, Josie, fuck. Shut up, Josie. Stop scratching. You keep scratching the walls and the bedsheet. Fuck. That's what I say. I know you're a good girl, but Josie, fuck.
There you go. All of our cats are good cats, except when they're not. So make sure they hear that. With peace and love, peace and love. But Hasan claimed Ethan has Hasan Derangement syndrome. So insanity to boost a psycho snark account, firstly. Second, Ethan made a whole ass video about Hasan, so no shit he has to watch his channel. And he openly says he never uses Twitch. And it's because this literally snarking is legal, @snarking is legal. Just @cringe is legal. Is that what they're saying? It's just so, again, is anybody saying you should go to jail? They're not, like, he's not even suing anyone for snark. He's suing them for copyright infringement. Like, you're bad at this. But yes, snark Twitter. And who knows, maybe this is just a completely unrelated snarking Twitter, just talking about how snarking is legal in general. But Hasan is just so unoriginal, I think, is one of the main problems. So Ethan Klein accidentally revealed that Hasan is the only account he follows on Twitch. And Hasan replied, going, Hasan Derangement syndrome is real. So just taking a Trump derangement syndrome joke and trying to like flip it and be like, it's about me though. The thing is though, is it doesn't really work as a joke because everybody points out that those statements are like ridiculous and it's not Trump derangement syndrome. It's actual criticism for people. And I get that that's not necessarily what he's talking about here. He's talking about the follow, but I just think that it's also telling how unoriginal he is, that all he has to say is just to steal like a MAGA joke. And then also thought that this was funny. Tom Cruise kills Oprah with his lightning powers, and it's just a stupid gif someone made, just dumb little thing. And he decided to reply to this with me and Kaya. Again, like you literally got so mad and acted like a guy attacked you because he made a joke about it in the street. But then you're going to make these jokes? Like, Dan just unfollowed iDubbbz on YouTube. It was obviously just forgetting to unsub. Yeah. It's all just the worst. It's a little ironic, don't you think? 11K suckers. No, yeah, I mean, I think that in general, I think that Hasan, I don't know if that's what you mean. Do you mean Hasan's meaning to be ironic? Like, obviously he's trying to be ironic, but I think the joke falls flat, you know what I mean? Or are you talking about it's ironic, the original poster of that other post? Can't believe Oprah just took it. Rip girl. Nah, she deserved it. But Tom Cruise, maybe not. Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, right? Is this what you get from Scientology? He's like the famous Scientologist, right? Okay, yes. I wanted to make sure I wasn't somehow getting that wrong. Need to get my thetans up so I can start shooting lightning too. And then someone did actually want to make this point too, that since it's become lukewarm news that Ethan Klein has a Twitch account that Hasan is the only followed entity, I wanted to highlight that Hasan follows the podcast on his main Threads account. If it's such a big deal, this is pretty obscure. And showing that like they're mutuals, so followers include H3H Productions, but it's only one of the only 8. So it's like, yeah, this more than likely is because he forgot to unfollow, which I think is probably the case in both cases. Yeah, because it makes no sense to be like, I'm gonna make the joke about it because it was fake and so stupid and ridiculous, and like imagine if afterwards, after this whole like Giardia thing, Ethan would have been like, oh yeah, my kids really do eat shit. We love eating shit. We eat shit all the time. Like, imagine if that's how Ethan would have responded. Like, it just falls flat, even if you're being ironic. But now we move on to this. Lus dropped this video probably like 5-6 hours ago at this point. No, only 4. Wow, it updated. But Ethan Klein claps back to Denim's motion for summary judgment. Oh my God. Ethan Klein claps back to Denim's motion for summary judgment. Faster facts. Oh, I didn't even notice that he's still following the LOL overruled guy who got exposed for sleeping with Hasan's fans. Yeah, it's just like a following or follower thing is like, come on. It's such, like, there's so much ambiguity there. You never know, like, what the, like, intention of the follow was, the reason why they're still following, if they forgot to unfollow, whatever. Like, it just doesn't, like, it's not clear, as clear cut as they wanted it to be made out to be. It was a pain in the ass to edit this intro, haha. The template was from like 2016 and all the video files were broken. Ooh. It was literally just a template he sent you? Interesting.
There were certain things I really liked about Rom's filing, and there were some things that I thought were kind of questionable, but we'll go over both. Here we had an update, and the update was on the last possible day, and we are going to see why that is the case, because they actually reference the H3 Snart case quite a bit. TI opposes Denim's motion, arguing the court should reject it because her use of the nuke is not fair use and cannot be decided.
I guess it makes sense. If Diorio had it, he probably wouldn't have it still at this point. Did he have an editor do it too, probably? I don't know. But that is, I mean, yours is nice. I like the way yours came out. So good job fixing it.
in her favor at this early stage. TEI's central claim is Denim's livestream watch party was not transformative and functioned as a direct substitute for the original video, harming its market value. TEI claims Denim's real goal was to capitalize on the video release and divert views, not to meaningfully critique it. So another really interesting part about their argument, it stems from like how many viewers it has. I thought this was a pretty smart argument. Denim's audience even stated that they were viewing her watch party as a substitute for the original. Denim's chat is littered with people thanking her for hosting a watch party on a nuke because otherwise they would have watched the original version. Equally telling, right? This is numbers. Denim's chat demonstrates that there was a massive exodus of viewers immediately after she finished the nuke. One of the main points that Ethan and his lawyer are trying to make is that 1 minute after, Denims was already streaming it. So in the original case where Ethan Klein won for...
You know what's so funny? Did anybody actually watch and dissect like the content nuke? Because I feel like there's always so many reactions of like different videos that come out about different creators. You know, everybody reacts to everything. Did anybody have like a quality reply? Like dissecting each of the points and trying to articulate why they were wrong? Because even in like the Hasan 8-hour watch of it, he basically just deflects every point. Like he doesn't actually add a whole lot.
Fair use, he was streaming somebody's reacting.
Oh, we got a Lust raid? Oh, nice. I didn't even notice it. Thank you so much. I didn't notice it come through. My bad. But yes, perfect timing. We're actually talking about Lust right now.
To somebody's videos 2.5 years. You guys know how YouTube works, right? Within 24 hours is when the majority of people are going to watch your video. After 24 hours, it's like, who really cares?
Yeah, after 24 hours, it does start dropping off, especially on a video like the content nuke, because the content nuke isn't something like, that's why the videos I've been working on are a little bit more like timeless in a sense. It sounds like I'm like speaking up on them, like they're like they could last forever. But what I mean by that is they're topics that aren't like only relevant in time, you know what I mean? Like only relevant in their timing. Because like something like the content nuke, it exists and has relevance about Hasan as a person, but you could honestly at this point add on to it and have like, you know, other claims that you could make. And so like this type of video explicitly is like, I would say probably within the first 24 hours probably like within the first 48 are probably going to get the most views. And then you're going to have a major drop off. I am a timeless artiste. Yeah, evergreen. Thank you. Couldn't think of the right word.
He showed 70% of the full video, often.
But I'm ever purple.
Long uninterrupted segments. Her commentary was spread out or minimal and often unrelated or superficial. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, right? Just like her actions are kind of weird, right? There's not like us. Like people can criticize us. I think like what's the H3 Snark criticized us for not like doing, but we have Goosey do all of our like work. There's citations often. There's links, and it's all available publicly before the show, during the show, after the show. So like this is a very different type of video than like if we just like had no plan. So if the plan was like, okay, we don't have a doc, we're just going to watch Denims for like 10 hours straight.
I think that is like one of the major problems is like even with somebody like, because I don't necessarily create a doc. What I do is I just pull up everything and then know what links I'm going to go through and like have it lined up because I know basically the points that I want to articulate based on the things that I have pulled up. And there's very few times when I end up scrambling, having to find some secondary thing to speak on. And I think that when you are kind of going off the cuff, you need to already, if you don't have, you either need to be hyper intelligent and like super knowledgeable on the topics you're looking at, or like it needs to be something very opinion based that you can then give your opinion on. Because otherwise, yeah, you're going to just end up sitting there going like, oh yeah, wow, oh. And that definitely is not a good look. Imagine Lust putting on Ethan's Jug of Joes. Ooh, I like that idea.
That would be very different than if we had a plan. We have discussion points. We have commentary that we already have here. If we watched the nuke and we had the Goosey Doc, and every time, or even before the nuke, we went over the Goosey Doc, or during the nuke, we went over the Goosey Doc, or after the nuke, we had the Goosey Doc available, I think just even having the Goosey Doc would be a huge thing about fair use, right? Denims doesn't have a doc, right? Like, Denims doesn't have any of her original opinions, and even if she did, they're spread out, minimal, and often unrelated. They are superficial because there's not a talking point before. So Denims is kind of going with the groove, right, if you will, but that's not good when it comes to being transformative. Like, let me read you her chat. Denims, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being willing to stop.
Yeah, and this is the part too, is I think that Denims is probably, because when I was skimming this before, this is the part I mainly wanted to talk about, because it's so funny that it's like she's going to get completely screwed over by her chat. Because, like, theoretically, I feel like there is an argument to be like, oh, those comments I made about thanks for watching this with me and not giving views, those were all made in jest. I'm doing this as a comedy performance, yada, yada, yada. But when your chatters are directly outlining that is the reason that they're there, it's like you're not even shooting yourself in the foot. You're getting shot in the foot by like 20,000 people or something?
Sabotage your own aggro.
Oh, we got a title and thumbnail now? New virus outbreak. We're all gonna die. And look, his nail is pink. His nail is painted red, just as pinky. Maybe he smashed it on something. What is going on? Is he patient zero? New virus. It started with the pinky.
So we can rob him of 4,000.
We can? What?
Views by you streaming it to us instead. So they're literally
I might soundbite that, just that part.
Of 4,000 views by you streaming.
Sorry.
I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being willing to sabotage your own aggro.
Just this part.
So we can rob him.
That's such like a good point. That's such a good bit. I love that. So we can rob him
of 4,000 views by you streaming it to us instead. So they're literally talking about robbing Ethan Klein.
And this was the biggest part that was so like annoying when I was having the conversation with Purple Perry Gaming. The newest enemy of Brandon Buckingham. But when I had the conversation with him, the point I was trying to articulate was that in terms of copyright, the statements you make are not necessarily the end-all be-all, but if those statements that you make are corroborating the evidence that is like being utilized, then you're kind of like held dead to rights. You know what I mean? Like you're caught red-handed at that point, because this is like even an extension of that into her chat. But she herself was saying, thank you for joining me and not watching the original. Thanks for watching it here and not giving the original views. And it's like that isn't just a statement in jest if it is also true. And then it would just be about proving if those statements made were like factual or not. Because you could also, again, and like, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily matter because your intention doesn't necessarily affect the outcome. But if the intention was to siphon away views, that's very different than the intention of commentary. Because siphoning views is directly, breaking copyright law.
And 4,000 views. Chat, make sure you only watch the content on the stream. Don't give, and this again, I do not know why this is screenshot this way, but I obviously it says don't give Ethan Klein engagement for this. It's what he wants. I appreciate you watching it so I don't have to give Ethan a view to watch blank implode. It would be funny as F if his nuke lost initial viewers because people blank their reactions to today. Chat, watch it with Denims. Don't try to watch it on your own. Don't give him probably a view. Don't watch it on age-free channel. Never heard of Denims before, but I wanted to watch Ethan crash out without giving him any views. Denims definitely has star power. No wonder she has more live viewers than right now. Jesus. Chat, remember, don't go watch this on Ethan's channel or comment.
It's funny too, because that's the same person who said it before. Yeah, so I never know what these like little things are, but this must be like a consistent chatter of hers because they chatted multiple times saying to remember not to go to Ethan's channel.
Chat, watch it with Denims. Don't try to watch it on your own. Don't give him probably a view. Don't watch it on age-free channel.
It's just funny to me too because if the video is so bad and like so like provably false, then why wouldn't you want people to see it to show like how bad faith Ethan Klein is and how he's just trying to destroy somebody. He wants to destroy the left or whatever, you know, like I feel like trying to silence it, like trying to turn on like a water hose and just, you know, soak it isn't really going to do a whole lot. Like it just seems as though you don't want people to know about it. You don't want it to get spread in the algorithm more. You don't want people to see the points being made.
Never heard of Denims before, but I wanted to watch Ethan crash out without giving him any views. Denims definitely has star power. No wonder she has more live viewers than right now. Jesus. Chat, remember, don't go watch this on Ethan's channel or comment. He hate viewers as well. We shouldn't give them to him. The classic hate viewers. Thank you for providing me a way to cringe at the video without feeding it a view. Thank you for helping us avoid the sin of giving Ethan views. And here's the crazy part. When Denim's audience swelled to unprecedented number of over 40,000, her chat commented the number was uncharacteristic. Did I miss something? Are you normally at 39k viewers on your streams? 40k on Denim's 9-hour stream. What's going on here? What's with the 40k? Most damning, Denim's chat noted a precipitous drop off of viewers immediately after the nuke stopped playing. The vast majority of—
You're right, they really are just a community of self-owning. They can't stop it.
Viewers were there to watch the nuke and not her. Instant drop to 8k views. It went from 40k views to 8k like that. Maybe it wasn't view botters. The view count fell back to 7k straight after. She streamed it like a minute after. It would be very different if like 2 years later she watches a nuke and all those views are gone, right? The age-free snark
even if she had done it like a week later or something, there's at least a bit of like plausible deniability about the purpose to be like, well, wait a week, wait a little bit, wait till the weekend.
Where they actively directed users to her stream as a substitute. Yeah. She went from normally 4,000 to 40,000 once the nuke started airing, and then her commentary, and then the nuke ended, and she was back down to 8,000, right? So there's 4 things you look at for fair use, right? Purpose and character. The stream was commercial, and the commentary was inconsistent and secondary to showing the video. The rebroadcast wasn't criticism, it was competition. Talking sometimes isn't the same as transforming the word. I agree.
And so this was the point I was trying to make about the whole, when I had the conversation with Purple Perry Gaming, is if you are articulating that you are doing it for the purpose of a secondary showing, then like you are, again, you're shooting yourself in the foot and you're getting shot in the foot by your viewers as well. I have the hiccups again. Hiccups be gone. Watch. I harness my energy into my body. No more hiccups. I no longer have the hiccups. Learn how to have control of your body. Buy my course today.
Agree with this. So the whole argument is like, even if she started talking, is that transformative? And the answer, of course, is no. I can go Yeah, imagine your argument is, oh, you know what? I was talking the whole time, but you were just like, you know, it doesn't make any sense, right?
Because that's the thing. I didn't watch it all the way through, so I don't know what the full extent of her commentary was. But from what I did see, it very much did appear that a majority of it was just kind of going like, "What? Oh my God! Why would he? What? Why would? He's just wrong." And then move on from there, and then that's it.
Yeah, imagine your argument is, oh, you know what? I was talking the whole time, but you were just like, you know, it doesn't make any sense, right? It's a very
I don't care enough to avoid giving views to people I don't like. Yeah, it's like I either don't watch it or I'll give them the view and watch it. It's not that big of a deal.
Argument just because you're talking.
I think part of it is those people definitely view themselves as like a singular entity, like they are the community, we are the snarkers, we are the this. And it's like, even in the family, even with peace and love to the family, it's like I think that we all still retain a bit of independence as you should.
Does not mean the work is transformative or you're adding any criticism. Nature of the nuke. So they're saying, oh, nuke is not creative. I thought the nuke was pretty creative, right? Like, you guys probably all watched the nuke. I can imagine it took over 100+ hours together. Multiple people working on it. It was edited. I thought it was pretty creative. So that's number 2. Number 3, the amount used. I don't think there's any way Denims can win number 3. See, use the whole thing. So one thing would be like if I use a clip of, or I use a 5-minute period on time, and that's all I use for my stream, which is what we normally do. We don't play like when we doing Car Jobs and Camelot, we just play the clip what we need. Market effect, the stream, and this is probably the most important one, and often the hardest one to prove. The stream was intended to replace the original viewing experience.
Yeah, and then that as well. The market effect, again, articulating that you are trying to have an impact on the market is, again, you could prove that those statements were untrue, that you were saying them in jest and then actually did something, you acted in the contrary. But again, I think then the onus would then be on you, and that would be a much harder thing to overcome.
Explicitly said that they watch her stream to avoid giving TEI views, resulting in direct monetary harm. This is not just overlap, it is substitution. If your goal is to critique, you wouldn't need to rust. Yes. So again, I thought this was well done, and these are the 4 arguments of fair use, and this is Rom's arguments why it is not fair use. Again, some arguments are going to be better than other ones, but overall. A bonus point, TEI brought up Denim's past omissions that watch parties reduce views for original. Oh, here we go.
Hasan comes back to his chat, which, by the way, I just want to be clear on my opinion on like filler content and stuff. Like, I think filler content, like if someone, you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a React streamer.
The whole thing is if you have filler content, it should still be something that you can talk about. Filler content, like we haven't done a body cam video in a while, but like when I do a body cam video, it's because it's something that I actually can talk about. Whoa, this was insane. Whoa, look at this. Oh, I've had this experience and it's da-da-da-da. You know, you come up with some way to, you know, compare and contrast and criticize and commentate. You actually have something to articulate. Like I have one extra video that I threw in here that's Norm Macdonald Make-A-Wish funeral story. Rarely clipped, no subtitles. And it's 20 minutes long. And that's just something that I would like to actually talk about and like listen to and discuss. It's not just something where I'm like, I don't have anything else to show, so I'm going to just play something to keep the masses entertained. Turn the stream off. Come up with some ideas for the next one. Like, so weird.
And I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole.
That's even worse. I mean, not that it's worse morally, because yeah, I get what she's saying. Like, if I steal from a big box store, that's better than stealing from a mom and pop shop. That's like what she's trying to say. But what you're doing is you're poking the bear. you're poking these entities that could actually like cause some major impact and harm towards you for doing this filler content. And like, that is ridiculously stupid.
Whole team.
Not directly ripping from one content creator. At least he's ripping from multiple content creators.
And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers.
Y'all
Like,
scared me for a second. You guys were saying Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in chat. It's not Mother's Day today. It is this Sunday. I was like, Mother's Day's on Sunday though. I got so scared for a second. I was like, wait.
I'm not even going to be taking I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. And whereas like I would feel very bad about doing that to like a single content creator. If you're one person and you spend all this time making one video, that one
is that Ethan Klein making
people justifying stealing food because it's a necessity. I mean, at the end of the day, right? It's like, even if you're justifying it, you still understand it's stealing. And that's the thing, is I don't think you can then try and argue in court that you weren't stealing. You know what I mean? Like, you lay yourself on the mercy of the court and you go, please, I was hungry. I had to eat. Please, I had to steal this video. I had to eat.
It's one video that C's going to steal. I think that C is just so used to doing this that C doesn't actually know what she's doing is copyright infringement. Because what she's describing here is simply copyright infringement. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It doesn't matter if you stole from a whole team or you stole from one
Alex.
person. She's talking about stealing from
exactly, Alex.
I fucking bust loads all over my couch.
Exactly.
And it's okay because they have 5 million views and I only have 500 viewers. And
again, like, that doesn't matter because you are still on some level siphoning 500 viewers away if you are not creating some other like oomph to the video. You have to add your own articulation, your own points, your own claims. And that's why it's like, maybe I'm not adding the most. Maybe Luss is gonna sue me. He's been rating me to sue me, and that's what's coming next. But I hope that I'm at least giving some kind of extra input into the videos that I'm sharing, because that is my goal.
So therefore I'm stealing 5-10%. But like, what he's describing here is copyright infringement. So he just doesn't understand.
Let me put up the poll. They're supposed to start in 3 minutes, but I doubt it.
As such, another judge in another court, H-Free Snark judge, recognized her stream was used as a substitute for TEI content. TEI argues fair use is fact-intensive and inappropriate to resolve a motion like this. To conclude, yes, TEI is asking the court to deny Denim's motion, arguing her use was commercial, minimally transformative, excessive, and harmful to the market, and therefore unable to qualify as fair use as a matter of law in the stage of the case. These issues should go to summary judgment, on trial, not be decided early.
Thank you to our 1 month and older members: LeCat, Chris Kiger, Ristic Siphon, 404, Jonathan Cypher, Thick Like a Brick, Scavenger GLC, B Walks a Lot, Beth Davis Jimenez, Mr. Bonji, Kendall K, Corgis and Boba, Goosey, Mex95, Fernando Ortiz, VR, Alex the Fiction, Jules is Cool, Val, HUD, Crankus Prankus, Joe Mama 21, Simon Moonman, and Breaker. Thank you so much.
I fucking bust loads all over my couch.
Should have added that at the end, Alex.
I fucking bust loads all over my couch.
Well, hello, LeCat. You got to thank twice. You got to thanks twice. You got to thanks in the video, and you just got the thanks on the stream as well. So this is Norm Macdonald, Make-A-Wish funeral story. Rarely clipped, no subs. And this is, I think, from when he was, it's probably when he was doing some kind of tour for his book based on a true story. I haven't had the pleasure of reading it. I wish I had, because I've only read some portions, and then I listened to one story out of the audiobook, which is voiced by Norm Macdonald as well. And the one story that it's because most of it is like a comical, fictionalized version of his life. But there's one story within it that people question if it's true or not, because it's a story that has no comedy to it. And and it's the story of old Jack. I won't spoil it if anybody wants to go find it for themselves. But I am interested about this. Norm Macdonald Make-A-Wish funeral story. Rip Norm. Wait, he died?
Because I travel a lot doing stand-up in churches, and especially old churches.
I didn't even know he got sick.
Because I travel a lot doing stand-up in churches, and especially old churches are my favorite places to go. And, you know, I'm a religious person, but I'm never preachy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You've gotten into discussions with people on the on Twitter when they will demand that you declare that you're an atheist, or right?
Yeah. People, it's very stylish to be atheist. And listen, I cannot stand preachy people. And the only thing I would say is, you can't get into heaven without Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Now, if that's preachy.
Yeah. So this this chapter you're going to read to us, it's called Tiny White Coffin, right?
It's called Tiny White Coffin because one time I saw a tiny white coffin, and it struck me as one of the saddest images I'd ever seen. So anyways,
I'm assuming he's talking about a child's coffin, and yes, I think most people, it's like that image is a very heart-wrenching thing. I didn't realize this was just going to be him reading a chapter from the book. Interesting.
The story is about, this is just the end of the story, but at the start of the story, it's about a child. When you're a celebrity of...
Y'all want to feel old? It has now been the same amount of time. Bo Burnham's Inside. I don't know what BW is. Bo Burnham's Inside and the present as between his retirement after Make Happy and his unretirement with Inside. He's going to come back once again. Norm could very well be in Cuba with Tupac and Biggie. I hadn't considered that. I hadn't.
Of any sort, people want things from you, especially terminally ill children. So anyways, there was a Make-A-Wish Foundation, and this child wanted to come to SNL.
Natural.
And watch me throughout the week and see how an idea became a sketch.
I gotta say, a Make-A-Wish kid wanting to come like shadow Norm Macdonald is one of the funniest things I have ever heard. Just the idea of that. Again, I'm pretty sure these are all fictionalized stories, so I don't know if this is a real story he's telling, but it is based on a true story though. So there we go.
So I said, okay, that's a wonderful idea, and I talked to him at his bedside, and I got everybody else.
I think this part is real. I think this is him telling a real story.
You know, and I was saying how touched I was that he wanted to do that, and then he said, "I don't want to do that. I just made that up. I haven't liked SNL since Bill Murray left."
So it is a true story.
So I said, well, what do you want me for? He said, well, do you have your Canadian citizenship still? And I said, yes, I'm Canadian, you know. And he said, well, that helps my wish. My wish is to kill a baby seal.
It brings up a good question. Where do you draw the line for a Make-A-Wish? Like, obviously, there has to be a line somewhere. But where is it really? Is the line at violence? What if the kid really just wants to be in a one time in a professional boxing match, but he wants it to be real? Is there going to be someone willing to beat up that terminally ill kid? I don't know. I'll get in there. I'll do him this favor this time.
So we took him, you know, me and my buddy. We went to Gander, Newfoundland, where we got the services of Edward McClintock, a cod fisherman. And he took us to the flow, and we found and the boy had a terrible cough, and Edward McClintock said he's not going to make it through the North Atlantic. And I said, but his final wish, But I worried about the boy,
And this is exactly what I mean by shadowing Norm Macdonald to see how a joke or an idea comes to the screen. It's probably one of the hardest things you could ever do, because trying to follow Norm Macdonald's thought process is like impossible. You can tell he's making this up as he goes. Like, I feel like the look in his eyes, he doesn't know where he's going to end here. He just keeps going. And hey, that works too.
So many pills. But I tried to entertain him. We would sit and we'd look. The sky is so beautiful and limitless when you get to the super northern places. And we'd look at the clouds, the boy and I, and we try to find figures in them. Like I go, that cloud looks like a half-eaten pickle. The boy had not learned that life was about food yet. So he saw other things. He would go, look, there's a man with a beard. And I'd say, I don't see it. And he'd go, wait, see where that's his mouth. And then that's his chin. I go, yes, it is a man with a beard. Right, you are. And, and I go, what about that one? It's an alligator. He go, I see this, an alligator. So we both saw an alligator, and on it went. So finally, we get to we hear the odd noise I'd never heard, and Edward McClintock said, harp seal.
Yeah, I thought you heard the death toll for the boy.
Baby harp. So we said, oh God, thank God, because we'd been on the sea for a couple of days. And we go, and then we heard gunshots. And Edward McClintock said, damn punks from St. John's with their revolvers. That's not how you kill a seal. And we said, well, how do you kill it? And he produced a rucksack, and out of the rucksack was this medieval-looking sort of thing. It was called a hack-a-pick. Hack-a-pick. And Edward McClintock gave instructions to the boy, and he said, a seal's skull is as thin as a shadow by. Strike him with this hack-a-pick directly above the eyes, and watch as they go glassy. So the boy ran away. No, he didn't run away. I mean, he ran toward the
harp seal,
toward the baby harp, and me and Edward McClintock and my buddy stood there, and he had such strength suddenly. This child, and he struck as hard as he could.
We finally started.
Chinese.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Norm Macdonald is truly one of the greatest comedians of all time. The way that he's able to string together ideas and make just an insane story with so many punchlines along the way is mesmerizing, to say the least. I really do appreciate everybody for stopping in. Remember, go check this out if you're interested in it. It's on YouTube. It was only posted 2 days ago, so it's out. But I really do appreciate everybody for stopping in. Remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I'll see you again then. We are all going to die. Maybe not now, but eventually. This is Captain Quasar signing off. Love you all.